Hey world. Like I said before I get started, let me get my disclaimer out of the way here. Please see the disclaimer on the video in the description. No suing, any legal actions taken against me. It's prohibited for any consensual, non-consensual viewings. So like I said, that's pretty much the gist of it. So there you have it. But for this one, I guess I wanted to start a conversation series that I'm having with one of my YouTube pals, and it's pretty much along the lines of marriage, relationships, rings, expensive, practicality, financial sense, and stuff. So I wanted to go through and I guess make this kind of like a debate team type of series to present the views, and this is supposed to be one of those interactive and engaging series where the viewers, or the ones that are either fortunate or unfortunate to go through and stumble upon the series. So it's definitely I would like it to be as interactive as possible and get a lot of feedbacks and join in on the discussion. So let me see if I can start the topic on that. And like I said, the gist is, like I said, we're discussing the practicality of a wedding, just the traditional values and stuff, and the basis of rings, and why do I need to give her a ring and stuff. So it kind of plays back on my 3 shots at marriage, and just along those lines. So let me get started with my stance. So then I'll go through and try to read her stance, and then give my video response and rebuttal towards that. So this is probably going to be more than a 1-part series, even if I take up the entire 15 minutes. So apparently YouTube is giving me 15 minutes now, but like I said, so let me get started with that. So I start off with, the ring is too expensive, period, and I say too expensive. And the argument is, why do I have to give her a few $1,000 ring, even a $1,000 ring? Why can't she just get a ring pop and buy her as many of those as she likes? Why must my love be symbolized by the size of a diamond or other shiny rocks that's pretty much damn expensive? Why can't she be content knowing that I love her by my actions? See here, my feelings, my longing to just be with her, and offering her the companionship that she offers me, and take comfort in that. Why isn't just pure emotions and feelings for love good enough anymore? Why must it have some materialization of objects as proof? And I go, that's just ludicrous, and it takes away from the very essence and the core of love. And it has nothing to do with being romantic, and I do stress that, one can't live off of love alone, because love doesn't necessarily pay the bills, and love doesn't really put food on the table. Not in the most traditional or conventional sense, anyways. And it's as I mentioned, I have no qualms on splurging from time to time on some nice things here and there to show, in addition to my appreciation for how much she means to me. But seriously, what I spend should not be relevant to how I feel. The correlation is not there. And I guess this is just responding to what she was saying of, I don't know if I agree with the sentiment, if you love her enough to marry her, you should want to buy her something that's expensive enough to make her smile. And my response to that is, Christ, why does she need something expensive enough to make her smile? Why can't I just get a smile for free? Geez, seriously? It's let's see here. And of course I go, being extravagant and extraneous seems to be a bit unnecessary for me, and and I ask myself rhetorically, and I guess for the viewers, am I sounding like a major cheapo, cheap ass here? And it's for those viewing, you have more, you have all the right to tell me yes, if that's the case. I agree with doing the best that we can and not breaking the bank over a ring and the ceremony. But personally, why do we even have to have the ceremony? Why can't she be content with just being my wife? And I'll get into her response on that. Knowing that I will love her, romance her, care for her, and doing all that I can. And Tasha mentions to me, that I'm making marriage sounds like some kind of business agreement. And I go, I don't want to make, marriage a business agreement. I deal with enough politics at work. And sadly and unfortunately, because this is America, litigations, lawsuits, love has pretty much taken the short end of things. Honest, decent men and women, have their whole livelihoods ripped from them, all in the name of a few months of sex, maybe a kid or two, and then usually the man is pretty much stripped of his custody rights to see his own children that he helped create into existence. And it's just how this justice system always seems to favor women as far as the custodial rights, and how when she pretty much cries and tears up, that no one ever listens to the man, and in that case it's usually the guy's just automatically judged as guilty and some deadbeat. Somehow it's always the man's fault that the marriage is ruined. May or may not be true, but more than likely that's the perception anyways. And he's being negligent, and it's always him having to disprove that the mother is not the best caretaker for the child. And I say that I, as much as anyone else, want to believe in that power and the faith of love to overcome and conquer all adversities and challenges, that life will throw at me or us. But at the same time, I want to have that lifetime of happiness. And I would love for it to be with someone special. And of course, I want to put my efforts into making the union work, but at the same time, I realize and understand, and I want my partner to realize and understand that, sometimes life doesn't always go as we hope and plan despite our best efforts. And I always want to be in love with my significant other, but at the same time, it's possible for people to fall out of love just as it is for them to fall in love. And I hope that that isn't the case for me, but at the same time, should it be, I personally hope that my partner and I, we can be civil and move on respectfully. Let's see here. Let me check my minutes here. 6 minutes. Alright. So, and I'll go through and I'll say that perhaps it's my own insecurities, and I'm just being scarred by being raised in America, along with my own Asian values and my mixed devotion and caution, but with the notion of, shit happens, and they're just manipulative people out there, despite our own efforts to want to believe that there is, good in the heart of men and women, that simply just isn't the case. Let's see here. And you know what? It just seems like I'm faulted for being some untrusted person, for wanting to protect my livelihood for myself, my future family, significant others, And seriously, why should I be punished and criticized for making it seem like I'm taking the romance and the passion out of love and marriage when all I'm trying to do is cover my ends for anything that might be disastrous, and try to prepare as much as possible for what can and may happen. You know, if shit doesn't happen and things go great, you know, then seriously, praise everything that's holy. You know, and you know that we can live our fairy tale lives to the end of our dying days. But seriously, what's wrong with you know, trying to have a backup plan, trying to circumvent the situation as much as possible, knowing that we can prepare? You know, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that hear about and read about, you know, the horror stories of marriages that's gone bad for whatever reasons, and people losing everything, all with the beginnings of, you know, I love you, I trust you, I have faith in our love, and then it's all reduced down to irreconcilable differences when it's in the divorce papers. And you know, everything, even with the best of intentions, may go wrong and astray, and that's just the facts of life that we got to you know, live with. And that's not any personal attack on faith, love, commitment to marriage, and it's not like any kind of reducing it as far as the quality or the essence of it. 3 minutes here, so like I said, there's definitely going to be a part 2 to this, but let me try to finish up as much as I can.